Oh God, we're talking about Trump again. Here we go. Breaking 911. They say Trump returning to social media in 2 to 3 months with his own platform that will completely redefine the game, advisor Jason Miller says. Completely redefine the game. 2 to 3 months, his own platform. Who are we kidding? This thing has got to be similar to Twitter because that's the one that he loves. That's the one he stays up at night and thinks about. I think there's an argument that he cares more about being kicked off Twitter than he does losing the presidency. I mean, it's close, but I think Twitter probably takes the cake there because he can't go out there and just brain fart to everybody anymore. You know, it's a lot more difficult. He has to release a fake official statement and, you know, then only some media outlets pick it up and run with it. So, this is too perfect for the post-Trump era. The other update I have for you, I just heard right before I came on air, apparently President Trump has announced that he's going to do podcasts now. For those of you who don't know, what that means is he's going to do the podcast circuit. He's going to go on, you know, outlets that'll have him and that are sympathetic to him. But it does, you know, I would guess that at some point in the near future, he'll launch his own podcast because that's the exact trajectory that he's on. But there you go. In some ways, this is actually reassuring because it's more of what I would expect from the post-Trump political era. You know, the thing that's terrifying is the idea that he might get back in the game. The thing that's terrifying is that in 2024 he might run. Now, that's still the case for sure, but at least hearing this, it makes the world make a little bit more sense, where if he were to, you know, in a couple of years say, no, I'm actually not going to run for president in 2024, it would add up because, you know, he's got all these other things that he's, all these other irons on the fire that he's currently working on. And I'd rather have him make a terrible social media platform, Trump Twitter. I'd rather have him make that, and I'd rather have him do podcasts than, you know, be the most powerful person on the earth again. And guess what? If he were to run again, yeah, I'm concerned that he could win. Of course he could win. You know, especially if we're looking at the heir apparent being Kamala Harris to the Joe Biden throne when she had to drop out before Iowa in the Democratic primary because she's deeply unpopular and the people aren't buying her bullshit. Corporate media is buying her bullshit and they love her. The people don't love her. So if you have her running against Trump, Trump, for all of his flaws, has more of a support base than Kamala Harris does. And so we might be looking at a 2024 race between Trump and Kamala Harris, and boy, oh boy, would that be a nail-biter. I'll leave it at that, but, you know, hopefully we don't have to revisit this in the future. But there you have it. President Trump returning to social media in 2 to 3 months. His own platform, probably Trump's version of Twitter. And I don't know, we'll see how it does. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's going to blow up and be one of the top performing social media outlets? I'd say no, just because Facebook and Twitter and Instagram they're so far ahead of everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to catch up to them because they've just spread like wildfire. I think Trump will have his niche audience, but the niche audience is the hardcore conservatives, and there's a lot of them, but not nearly as much as the number of people who are on Facebook and Twitter and things of that nature. So anyway, there you have it. This is what the big man is up to.